This is a brand new 2014 Chrysler 300C, a car that has been, well, almost uniformly disliked and panned by the European press, including Top Gear and Fifth Gear. So today we're going to do something different. This is a review for all you Europeans, and we're going to explain to you why this car works in America. So under the hood, we don't have the Hemi, but we do have the 3.6 liter Pentastar, which is Chrysler's go-to engine. It puts out 292 horsepower and 260 pound-foot of torque. Perhaps more importantly, it gets a combined 23 mpg, which is pretty darn good for a big American sedan. I was watching Fifth Gear the other day, and they did a team test on the Chrysler 300, and, well, they tore it asunder. I think they gave it like a negative team score of 500 or something. Basically, they called it way too expensive. They said it doesn't compete with a 5 Series or an A6, as they're flogging it around a racetrack. And I'm thinking to myself, this is not what this car is about. It's not about racetracks. It's about cruising. It's about American interstates. And that's where I got the idea that this car is being held up to the wrong yardstick. Everything in this Chrysler is oversized, from the steering wheel to this display to the big seats that don't necessarily hug your body, but man, are they comfortable when you're just cruising down the road. And once again, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a car that's designed to go straight and be comfortable for long periods of time on America's interstate. Welcome to the modern American truck stop. That's right. You think of American truck stops, you probably think of something in the movies, but it's not like that anymore. You've got Cajun chicken, you've got Mexican tacos over there, of course got gas, hotel, and yes, you can even get a cappuccino at the Starbucks. But this is what the modern American truck stop looks like, except when you get out to, say, Wyoming, these are far and few between. Now remember, Chrysler's motto is imported from Detroit, and this is about as American, about as traditional, old school Detroit as you can get, including a heated steering wheel, heated and cooled seats. This car is not about carving canyons, but it is about being luxurious, being blinged out, and being a lot of fun to drive in a straight line. You'll notice that I'm not really working the steering wheel or the brakes. In fact, the only thing I'm working is my butt from sitting in these very comfortable, very sofa-like chairs, because there isn't a lot of driving that's going on. If I turn the cruise control on, set, on, 75 miles an hour, come on, set, turn on, plus, on, there we go. Set to 73 miles an hour, it's a little slow, let's go up to 75. Come on, car, you can accelerate, there it goes. We're done. We're doing the speed limit. Crank back the radio, relax, and I will not have to turn this wheel for the next 1,000 miles beyond what it takes from my little wrist to push it. Because that's the American interstate system. And yes, it's pretty tight back here because, of course, American cars, unlike their Japanese rivals, have that magic American quality of actually being bigger on the outside than on the inside. And in the back seat, at least, that certainly is the case. Alright, in this case, I have to be honest, the Hemi would sound much better, but if you're looking for 23 mpg combined, you're going to have to go with the 6. Now, when Fifth Gear reviewed this car, they said it competes with other European luxury brands like the 5 Series BMW, and that's probably the case, even in Italy, where it's sold as a Lancia. But here, no way. At the $39,000 price point, it competes with the Ford Taurus and Toyota Avalon, Nissan Maxima, and these are not considered luxury cars. They're considered near luxury cars. And when you look at it in that context, this is the most quintessential American car of the bunch, obviously, and probably the most comfortable as well. In the UK, it's an expensive car, £35,000. Here, it's $35,000. That's a lot cheaper and a lot more affordable. And I think that's part of the problem that the Europeans have with this car. When you're looking at a $39,000 car versus a £35,000 car, that's a very striking price difference. At $39,000, it makes a lot of sense. Check it out. My Cajun iced tea, sweetened of course, is being chilled by Chrysler 300's chilled cup holder. And that's going to stay cold for the next 100 miles. Now, there are other things you can use this car for, which I think is quintessentially American, that you guys don't do, at least not very much in Europe, and that's cruising. Cruising is really not about going from point A to point B or using the car as transportation or seeing how fast it is. It's really just about showing off the car and enjoying the ride, and that is quintessentially American. It's also done in a straight line, someplace like Woodward Avenue in Detroit, where you go from stoplight to stoplight, where you need things like chrome and a loud stereo and just a really cool car with a lot of presence. If you hold it up to the yardstick of the Nürburgring, of course it's not going to work. It's big, it's heavy, it's somewhat ponderous. Everything you might want it to be for the American interstate system. Because think about it this way, when was the last time you Europeans were able to drive 1,000 miles without making a turn? Think about that for a little bit. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fastlane Car. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Ciao.